So I have to admit, this is the first time that I've done a TEDx talk, and I really can't see any of you without the lights. But hi everyone, I'm James Sisneros, and it really is great to be here today. Now I have to admit that I do have some self-doubt about my talk, and whether or not my experience will resonate with you. I'm not here to talk about my business, what I'm up to today, but I'm talking about the experience of being engaged, fully engaged in pursuing my passion. And being engaged in pursuing my passion and having a purpose is the only reason that I was invited here today. And it's probably true for many of the speakers. In fact, pursuing my passion, my purpose, is why I'm in Dubai and why I was invited to the Dubai Futures Accelerator. And it's amazing what pops up from that when you're fully engaged. Recently, I was invited to the United Nations and the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, all within the last month. My life is expanding. I'm growing as a person. Opportunities pop up almost every day. And I'm working on a business that will likely impact millions of people. But this wasn't my future. Even though I always knew what my passion and purpose was, or I should say passion was, my passion was to be the boss. Honestly, some of my earliest memories was bossing brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles around. Seriously, I was a pain to be with. And I would explain that I'm just practicing. I'm going to own businesses and be the boss. Honestly, that's one of my first memories. Working on my uncle's construction site, or actually I was too small to work, but I had no problem bossing people around. And again, I just explained to them, I'm just practicing. I'm going to own companies and be the boss. I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know the word, but I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I almost squandered that opportunity. Because I enrolled in the party plan. I was gifted. And I'm fortunate to grow up in the environment I did. My parents sacrificed everything to send 9 kids to 12 years of private school. 108 years of private school education. And I goofed around. I was number 8 of 9 and they wanted more for me. They wanted to advance me grades. They wanted to send me away to boarding school. And in fact, they sent me away to Thomas More Prep for a week. And what that got them is I hated it. I hated wearing the blue blazer. I hated going to church every morning. And I hated having breakfast in a very structured format at 7 o'clock every morning. I was there for a week. I hated Hays, Kansas. And the way I paid them back is I completely withdrew. I stopped getting good grades because I did not want to go to there. Then in high school, the same thing happened. I went to a great high school, and instead of being involved and engaged in pursuing my passion, I just checked out. I don't want to be a geek. So it's always the youngest and the smallest, and I didn't want to be smart, I didn't want to be a geek, and I wasn't involved, and you couldn't make me. Continued, and I almost became pretty self-destructive. In college, I attended the University of New Mexico, not Harvard or Yale like my parents had hoped. And right away, I enrolled in the 5-year party plan, is what I described it. Because I was so young, I had no intention of starting or graduating within 4 years. I joined a fraternity and I had a good time. I was just super irresponsible. And then I had a conversation with my mom. Life started happening when you get older. I had a conversation with my mom, and it was after she suffered a series of strokes. And I was transferring her from her bed to her wheelchair, and when we did that, she'd like to stand up and have a conversation. Short term, she was confused. Her long-term memory, she remembered everything. And she wanted to know, Jimmy, what happened? And even though they call me Jimmy in New Mexico, no one calls me Jimmy in Dubai. Okay? Jimmy, what happened? Why'd you quit IBM? We were so proud of you. Why have you struggled? And it's amazing that you can't hide things from your parents. Now, I was 44 years old, and my life was about having a good time. I wasn't in any way pursuing my passion. So that hit me hard, and it wasn't at the moment, but it caused a lot of self-reflection. And at that moment, or that period, I decided that I'm going to live up to my potential as a way of honoring my parents, and I started working and started pursuing entrepreneurship. Now, why is it important for people to find what they're passionate about and their purpose? In my opinion, it's critically important. KHDA is my sponsor in the accelerator, and they want us to tackle how do we prepare youth for jobs that don't exist. It's critically important because when people find their passion, they do better. In the United States, there's an organization called the Alliance for Student Activities. They're one of many organizations that offer ample research about the importance of connecting with youth and youth being involved in activities outside the classroom. The Alliance is supported by the National Principals Association, and it was a conversation with them after the conversation with my mom that really gave me my purpose. They shared that a student, regardless of their socioeconomic background or ethnic background, will do better when they're involved in activities. Go figure. They have higher self-esteem, higher grades, and higher graduation rates. And when I had that meeting with the Alliance, and it was just a random meeting with the Alliance, it really hit me how fortunate I was and what my life would have been like if I had applied myself. About 4 weeks ago, I was fortunate to attend International Finance Corporation, which is part of the World Bank, their global education conference. And Gary Bowles was a keynote speaker. Gary is a futurist at Singularity University, which is a think tank in Silicon Valley. He argued that purpose based upon, and he's a futurist, by the way, in learning to work. Gary argued that, purpose is the foundation to learning the skills necessary for jobs in the 21st century and jobs that don't exist. Of all the things that his research came up with, having a purpose. And he cited many examples where teenagers' curiosity led to breakthroughs that scientists hadn't thought of. And he shared many examples, but the one that really stood out to me, which honestly there were so many great ones, I don't know why, but it was a young teenager in Maryland. And she was impacted by her friends and family back in the Philippines not having light to read at night. So if you're 16, you don't have a background in science, how do you begin to solve that problem? And what she challenged herself to do was to create a source of light that costs no money. So she is a founder of the hollow flashlight, and the flashlight is powered by the heat from your hand. Amazing. Scientists mentioned, wow, we overlooked that as a possibility. But there's so many great breakthroughs that happen when teens are curious about a problem and feel it shouldn't be that way. So, what does it mean for me now that I have a life of passion and purpose? Really, passion comes first, and then to me you get purpose. So I now have a life filled with purpose. I am motivated every moment of every day. And when I share what I'm up to, I've given chills to the person I'm sharing with. My purpose is bigger than myself and my team, and they know that. And it drives me every day. I'm more authentic. To be fully committed to pursuing your passion, it can't be faked. If you try to fake your passion, your purpose, you come across as a fraud. So I'm a better person, I'm more authentic. And I have a higher level of integrity. And to me, integrity is everything. Integrity is not, it's more than doing what you will say you will do. To me, integrity is more than doing what a reasonable person will expect you to do. Integrity is having the life you say you want. In some ways, I'm out of integrity. I want to be more fit. I am out of integrity. I accept that. I own it. But if someone says they want to be a doctor, they should be a doctor, or in my world, they're out of integrity. I say I want to impact millions. That's what I'm working on. So I'm within integrity. If a couple, men and women, want to, protect and serve their community, Their integrity when they pursue a career as a policeman or firefighter, or find another way to fulfill that commitment. So being true to my passion, having a purpose, being authentic, and being integrity has brought me peace and happiness almost in every area of my life. It's completely changed who I am in the past year and a half. It's opened up opportunities. Now imagine, a world where everyone had passion, right? Where they were living with purpose, authenticity, and integrity. What their life would be like and what our world would be like. And how can we help everyone find their passion and purpose? And that's actually what I'm up to with my business. Thank you very much.